Hello, everyone. I'm Dylan from All You Can Board. Yeah, you haven't seen me in a while. Why don't I put myself full screen? I have capabilities to do that. So if you're here just to watch me do a Magic draft, I will put a timestamp in this video, and you can just skip ahead from this part and be like, you know what? I don't need to know the backstory of where this guy's been. I just want to see some Magic the Gathering gameplay. You can jump ahead. I appreciate you. Enjoy the video. For those who haven't seen me in a while, yeah, I have been struggling mentally with a few different things for much of this year, and I'm okay. Like, don't. This isn't super serious. It's just it can sometimes be hard in that kind of space to be able to feel able to like sit down and come up with ideas for videos and record that content and edit that content and be proud of that content, and the time, the commitment of that. But also when you're in a specific state, and I don't want to get into specifics really. I just want to let everyone know that I have been thinking about all of you in the sense of this community, but also just thinking about All You Can Board for a lot of this year. And something I have been really having a lot of fun with this year is Magic the Gathering, which was honestly one of the first, if I really think back, I think me and Carlo have probably mentioned this on the channel at different points, was probably one of the first board, I think maybe the first like board game Carlo and I ever played together and got really into together, where we played like Magic over multiple sets and pretty intensely and building decks and all that kind of stuff. And then I've been in and out of Magic the Gathering at different points in my life, never as big as I was back then. But there is I got back into it for recently. But for the last little bit, there is a version of Magic that I never used to play back in the day. Back in the day, we were building decks, we were collecting cards, and it's an expensive hobby, let me tell you. But there's a format where essentially it's called draft or limited, where you're limited to the set now that currently the newest set. You can play this online, you can play this at your local game stores. I do both. It is a ton of fun. And you basically are given 3 booster packs of this set of Magic the Gathering, this card game. And you open the booster pack and you pick one card from this pack, and then you pass the booster pack to your left, and you will receive another one, obviously, from the person on your right. This is for a circle of 8 people, and you just keep doing this until you've drafted all your cards, and you do this over 3 booster packs. Okay, and each booster pack has 15 cards or something like that. I don't even know the details, because it's different also in person versus online. In person, there's some token cards that on the online version just aren't present. But all that to say is this is a draft version, so you do this, and then you build a deck with what you've collected, and you play a series of games, different, again, if you're playing online versus if you're playing in person. But you play a series of games with this deck you've built, and it's a game not only about how good you are at playing the game, it's also about how good you are at building a deck from a limited pool of cards, that changes based on the set that we're currently in, and also the draft itself and that gameplay and seeing knowing which cards are being taken by by your opponents, and which ones are being passed, and being able to kind of slot yourself in certain colors. Anyways, I'm trying to ride the line here of trying to speak to people who know Magic the Gathering, and I don't have to go into the nuances of this, and those who have no idea, but I don't have time to explain the whole rules. But anyways, all this to say is I've been having fun again with this year. And I thought, you know what? Actually, no, before I'm trying to find the right way to just be concise, Dylan, be concise. This is mine and Carlo's thing is or I think anyways, I would say, our thing is sometimes we want to get our entire point across or say everything we want to say. And sometimes when we have to be concise, it feels like we're cutting something out but that's kind of important. Anyways, see, I'm doing it now in my explanation. Oh God, now where was I? See, so already what I did is I went back and I watched. This is what's great about this new format here now. Is that I went back and I watched and I was like, you're already doing what you said you weren't going to do, which is, so I'm just going to condense this all now. So I'm going to play a draft for you, where you're going to get to see me do the draft, and I'm going to kind of talk out loud through the decisions, but in a way that I'm going to be riding this line between like trying to pull in some people from our community that might be interested in just kind of chilling with me and hear what I have to say, us talk about different things, and also kind of maybe like see if they get into this format of this game that they maybe heard about, but also people who know the game and they're like, I don't need you to explain to me why this is this, but you know what, we'll figure it out as we go. But I thought I would just chill with you guys, and I would do a draft, and I will kind of talk through it. We'll do all the games. We'll see how the deck performs. I am not amazing at Magic the Gathering. So if you're here to be like, oh man, like, is this like top tier draft Magic, tactical decision making I'm about to see? No, you're not. You might, maybe I will do that sometimes. And I don't think I'm bad at all either. But what I like to do when I draft is I don't want to just do what is always like which picks would make the most sense, or what decisions would make the most sense, as in like optimally to like build the most effective deck to try to win the most games. That's I want to win. I want it to perform well. I'm gonna pick some cards that or many cards that like are probably viewed as like the better picks, because I know that by now, or it's like well known after you play many games which cards are good, which cards are bad. But I'm also just gonna like try to like lean into if there's a really cool card or like an interesting tech or like a niche strategy that it creates. I love trying to build around those, because that's where you can build these like really cool decks and actually see like how cool this set is, and how it's like, yeah, how cool this version of the format is, because it changes with every new set that comes out. It's going to be a different environment that you're drafting, which is my favorite part. So I'm going to leave it there. You don't need to know a whole bunch about this game. We're just going to chill, and I am going to do a draft. So let's flip my camera view here as I adjust to my new life as a computer. I was going to say streamer, but I'm not a streamer. Not yet. Okay, so let's go into a draft. This is my standard deck that I barely play, because I barely play standard. What am I doing here? Oh my god. Limited Premier Draft Edge of Eternities. I know everything else looks complicated. Don't worry about it. We just live right here. I don't really do anything else in Magic Arena, and when I play in person, I also don't really do anything else. Let's do it. So it's going to randomly pair us. Wow, instantly. It never happens until I'm like recording it. It has instantly paired us with 7 other people, and we are going to get a selection of cards from our first booster pack right now. And let's see what we get. Amazing. You know what's the best part of this is my favorite card so far to draft in the set is Requiem Monolith, and we pulled it. And I love it because I actually think it's, I don't know, like I don't hear it talked about a ton, and like it's more of like this niche pick, but like if you just have some creatures that you can ping, you're drawing a card every turn at least, and there's ways you can manipulate how you ping or how you use this to get I don't know, to get more cards. But yeah, I've had good success with it. The only problem is it's also paired against this card, which is probably like one of the best, if not the best common you can get in the entire set. And you know what? This is illustrative of what I said, because I'm not going to pick that, and I'm going to go with Requiem Monolith. I love it. Yeah. You know what? I should have also mentioned at the start, you're going to hear me swear, which I didn't really swear much on. I guess I can bleep these out. Maybe I'll bleep them out to start, and then I'll see what people's temp is to it, and see if I leave them in. That's who I am. I swear, and I'm not gonna be anything but me. Okay? What was that voice? I don't even know what impersonation I was trying to do there. you're down to 30 seconds, and that's, I don't even need that much time, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go with this, because again, we're playing into cool tech, and if we can get some Virus Beetles, which are a card I know, and you might not know what I mean when I say Virus Beetles, don't worry about it. It'll be great. Maybe not so much for Requiem Monolith, but it'll be great for this, and I just think this is a cool card, so we're just gonna take it. Weft Walking is super cool. There's not really anything else in this pack that I am super excited about. A Hull Carver, I will get many opportunities for that, and I say that because it is a common card. Common means it shows up more in packs, which means that there's more opportunities to take it, whereas rares and uncommons show up less in packs. So if you see one, you might not see it again, sort of thing. Like, we will probably see Hull Carvers again. Weft Walking is a wild card. It just basically resets everything for you without your mana, so you just draw into cards you need and outlast your opponent. Okay. Well, so one of my other favorite cards in this set to play that no one else seems to really value highly or play is Virulent, I hope that's how you say it, Virulent Silencer. And that is because if you can get a couple of them and then get some other artifact creatures, you can just win by putting poison counters on your opponent. I think that is hilarious. And so we're going to take it. Is there anything that excites me in this pack? This could be good with the Virulent Silencer because it is an artifact creature, which means it would also do poison damage, but it can only attack if I play other artifacts. I suppose I am going to the artifact side of the strategy. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't really like that card all that much, to be honest, but I didn't like that pack all that much, to be honest. I think that's probably the card I'm going to take. Definitely don't want to double pick back to back on a card that's not very exciting. This is also good. I just already have a spacecraft, and I don't want to like... Spacecrafts are good in short numbers in this set, I find. But too many of them, and you just kind of are left not doing much. Wow. Okay, well, I think we are going to be black-blue. And so why do I say that? Can I explain that really quickly in 30 seconds? Yes. Gold cards in Magic are ones that are two colors. And you'll see at the top, it is a blue and black. The fact that people in this draft have not picked this over the last 6 picks means that so far no one is ready to commit to that. We have only picked black and blue cards. There are some good blue cards in here. People are not picking blue. They're not picking joint colors of black and blue. We are going to try to cut that off, so to speak, and not pass these cards to our opponent and try to claim blue and black as sort of like the colors we're going for, and hopefully the people around us are not going to be going for those colors, and then we'll get past more of the good ones. Is that did I really quickly summarize that for people who don't know anything about drafting? Or did that just make no sense? Okay, all that to say is this is an artifact, and I actually kind of like this card. We're going to take that. You can play it at flash speed, which means instantly. So you can surprise play it, or put into play, and it boosts your creature's attack and defense. And it also gives them hexproof, which means they can't be targeted by spells, which is the biggest thing it does. This is also an artifact creature, great for our Virulent Silencer. I don't know, it doesn't... Some people really don't like this card. I think it's kind of cool, especially with spacecrafts. I've had a lot of fun with it. I don't know if that means it's good, but I've had a lot of fun with it. Unravel can be good, but we have way too many 3 drops right now. You'll see here, these are all 3 mana cost. Okay, well, this is going into our sideboard, which is a fancy way of saying not playing. And I say that, again, for people who I don't really want to get into, try to explain what a sideboard is right now. For those who don't know Magic the Gathering, but in the instance, in the realm of what you're going to be seeing today, you can just refer to that as the "we're not playing it" pile. Okay, so in this pack, I'm going to go with the Dauntless Scrapbot because you can use mana of any color to play it. It gets us a lander token, and a lander token gets us a land. Surprise, surprise. And it's just a way to get like land when you're down, or get specific colors when you don't have the color you're looking for. And honestly, nothing else in the pack is super exciting. I would maybe take this, but I just like this card better. Not willing to say I would splash red right now to take this, although it would be really good if I could confidently say that. Okay, beautiful. Sorry. Very excited. This is what I wanted to see. I want to see as many of these virus beetles as I can because it disrupts our opponent. They discard a card. Card advantage and having cards is so important in Magic, especially in draft. And it's an artifact creature, so it pings poison with the Virulent Silencer. It's just good on every level. I want to see as many of those as I can get. So if more get past, you're going to see me get excited. Okay, so two great options in this pack. Tractor Beam, which is probably going to be what I take, and Cryo Shatter. Both of these are cards that get rid of, and so to speak, creatures on our opponent's board. And in both these cases, like bigger creatures. Tractor Beam, I think, is just better here. Not only does it make their creature inoperable, so to speak, it gives us control of that creature. So if they have effects for just being in play, we get those, which is great. This is amazing. We've been past another of Alpha Real. This card's not amazing, and honestly, I'm tempted to take this card, but I will take this one because I think it's cool. And if we keep getting artifacts, which right now we have 8 artifacts right over here, you'll see 8 artifacts. If we keep getting artifacts, that card will be better. We have way too many 3s, though. We need to stop getting 3s, but they just keep giving me too many good 3s that I want to try. That I'm not going to take this one. So I guess I'm taking trash then. I guess I should just take this. Let's put it here for now. I kind of like it. I like the Starbreach Whale. A lot of people don't value it highly. I mean, maybe I wouldn't say I value it highly, but I take it whenever I see it. Almost. This can be good, but this is almost always good and sometimes great and sometimes amazing. So we're going to take that. Sometimes amazing is a good baseline. That's honestly, that's the realm we live in when we make our picks. If it can be sometimes amazing, we're going to go for it. Because that means that, why do you want to be anything less than sometimes amazing? That's my question to you. Mental modulation is cool, but I don't really want to play it. So I'm putting that in the extras. Another thing for those who don't draft and don't know this format, so you can see it says 18 out of 40 cards. We have to put roughly 17 lands in our deck between blue islands and black swamps to be able to pay for these cards. So really, this is actually 35 out of 40, which means we can only fit 5 more cards. They just don't show that in this draft portion. They would show it during the deck building portion. I don't want this. And so, this is a cool card, but I mean, whatever, we'll just take it. But anyways, so basically the magic number here is 23. This could be good. Although it's another 3. We probably won't play that. We won't play this, and yeah, I won't get into that yet. So yeah, we basically have room for 4 more cards if we kept everything as it is here, which we probably won't. There's probably some here that'll fight for spots. Wow. Okay. Let's see here. I've actually never played with this card. I've just had it used against me whenever creature you control dies. Each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles the offensive player controls the creatures. I mean, how do we not? After everything I've said I want to do, when doing these drafts for you guys. How do I not take that? What am I going to do? Take a Beam Saw Prospector over it? No. I mean, this would be great. I'm not going to lie. But honestly, it would offer... yeah, it would be great. But I want Sothera. This deck's going to be wild. I just need more Fire Speedles, please. I don't really like anything in this pack. I'm going to take this, but I probably won't play it. This is something we'll try another day when we get it early. And maybe when we get like 2 of them. 5 color. Let's see if we can make that work. But today, we're going to be mainly sad because, again, I don't like anything in this pack. This direction, everyone, I guess, is fighting over blue and black, which sucks. So we're going to just say this. Probably won't play that. This pack's a little better, only because of this card, which I will probably take. This card's also good, but looks like our deck is already with all these 3s, and it doesn't look like we're gonna have a way to get rid of a bunch. We're already leaning towards like the mid-range, and I think we just have to like accept that's the kind of deck we're gonna be. Oh, good. I'm really happy to see a couple of the cards in this pack, actually. So Cryo Shatter and Depressurize are both cards to get rid of your opponent's things, creatures. I think Depressurize is the card I want. But it's close. And this is even better because now we get Gravkill, which is just a hard removal. 4 mana, exile target creature, or spacecraft. Which in this format, obviously there's a bunch of spacecrafts. That's amazing because we're going to need that kind of control because I don't know that we have many. I don't know. So I'll go over what I think our strategy is and why I've been. Here's what I think I'm building. I think what we're doing is we're just building a control deck that controls the situation on the board. With cards like Cryo Shatter, with Gravkill, with Tractor Beam to like really get rid of their cards. I'm annoying with things like Poison and trying to like ping them a different way and causing them to have to do other things. I don't think I'll play Lost in Space. There's no way I can splash white at this stage. Yeah. No. That's a shame. Okay. So here is my thought process that I couldn't talk through live as I was doing it because I was too busy trying to, like, again, explain Magic in as quick a way as possible for those who don't know what this game is. So my strategy here, what I'm thinking with this deck, is we control the game as much as we can to just outvalue our opponent. We basically are going to say that with Weft Walking in our deck, we're just trying to stall to get to Weft Walking. If we can't win before that just by putting creatures on the board, we just get to Weft Walking. We refill our entire deck without the lands. We have everything coming back into play. Maybe we keep drawing into things quicker with Alpha Real and other cards that have card draw. And then we just outvalue our opponent and they run out of cards or whatever. So it's a grindy deck. And we have Sothera that really like adds a whole other aspect to everything here. I don't know. I think it could be good. We just have 0. We have 10 creatures. Okay, so we're going to have to play some of these crappy creatures up here. Okay. So we're not playing 2 Divert Disaster. And honestly, we're probably not playing this. I don't even know if I'll play this Divert Disaster, but we'll see if I'll leave it for now. We're not playing 2 of those. We are playing Requiem Monolith. We are probably not playing Decode Transmissions. I might take that back. We'll see. We're not playing Lost in Space, which means we are going to play Ilvoy Operative. It's not a bad 2-drop. Yes, I'm okay playing that. I think we're also... How many artifacts do we have? 10? I think we played this. I don't like it, but I think we're doing it. We're going to find a way to play this. I know we're going to have to cut a card, but I'm just checking what else we have here. This is also a 2-drop because you can warp it in for 2, which is great. 13 creatures still doesn't make me super ecstatic, but I can live with it because we have so many other ways to kill things and control the board. I'm trying to decide what card we're getting rid of. It's a non-creature card. And I'm deciding between Divert Disaster, am I deciding between anything else? I guess it's Divert Disaster. I'm keeping everything else. So I think this is our weird little deck. So again, this is the deck I just think I want to play because it looks fun if we can make it work. So my strategy here, again, is we're just going to control what the situation is on the board by disrupting their hand. I wish I had... Oh God, do I wish I had like 2 or 3 of these. Giving them poison with Virulent Silencer and just being annoying, or maybe winning the game that way because it's all artifact creatures and we have a bunch. But again, I wish I would have got 2 of these then. But then we've got things like Cryo Shatter and Grav Kill and Tractor Beam to just like really control the situation on the board with our opponent's creatures. And we just stall into things like Sothera to try to win that way by overwhelming our opponent. Or with Weft Walking, where we just refill our entire deck and we just outvalue and outlast our opponent. So we'll see. Okay, I got to make sure I understand this card because I've had it played against me, but I've never played with it. Whenever a creature you control dies, whenever it dies, each opponent chooses a creature they control and exiles it. Okay, so things like my Virus Beetle, my Mech and Shield Mates, using them as like fodder makes our opponents have to destroy their creatures. But then at the beginning of my end step, if a player has no creatures left, either player, I get sacrifice and put a creature card that it exiled previously onto the battlefield with 2 additional counters. Okay. Interesting. Cool. Let's do it. Again, I'm going to do my best, and I'm sorry to each side that is going to not appreciate that I'm doing my best to ride the line between both, of like partially explaining some things, but not going into super big detail to try to like make it a little bit more, I don't know, just fun for those who don't know Magic the Gathering, but want to kind of like vaguely understand what's going on or learn over time and are kind of just like wanting to more hang out and chill with me while I play this game. Versus, sorry, hang on one second. Let me just, I don't want to make my opponent wait too long here. Our opponent's taking a mulligan. It's not the best hand, but they took a mulligan, so let's keep it. But yeah, between those who like are like, I know all the rules of Magic the Gathering, I don't need you to explain stuff. I just want to like hear your rationale. But also like, you don't want to hear my rationale. I'm not a pro. Why would you want to hear my rationale? You're gonna hear my rationale, and you're gonna be like, God, I wish I wouldn't have told me his rationale. His rationale sucks. No, that would be stupid. Yeah, see, this is why this hand wasn't super exciting to me. It's because I don't really have anything to do in the early game. What that means is everything in my hand costs 3. And you can only play 1 land a turn unless you have ways to ramp into more plays or more lands. Which means that I have to go until turn 3 without playing anything. Yep, that's a great card. That is a great card. So we are getting a lot of lands. And we are going to play... So what I'm deciding here is between these two. And my decision is, if I put this card out, the only reason I'm putting it out is to block one of the creatures there that might attack, that are both like good creatures that I'd be happy to trade with. They lose a life, I gain a life. So I basically stabilize a little bit. I get more life back. I die less quickly. But that's all this creature is. Or I play this creature, which I really want to try to utilize with this, but that means I'm not blocking. And so I'm going to be taking 5 damage next turn. I think I'm doing this. The thing I declined to do there was warp it. And for those who don't know what warp is you pay a lesser cost usually, or just sometimes the same cost, and it only stays in play for that turn, and then it goes back to your hand, and you can, or it goes to exile. I'm not going to get into that. You don't need to really understand that, but it's basically in your hand, and that means you can play it again then for its full cost, which is really cool. I really like the warp mechanic, and mechanics like that get introduced every new set of Magic the Gathering that comes out. And so sometimes there's bangers, sometimes there's stinkers. Yeah, that's great. You took the Virus Beetles, hey? Okay, well, I'm going to discard a Swamp. I don't like that, because I would like to get enough lands from Mechanozoa. See, and this is what I was hoping would happen. So I am just going to trade off, and I think I'm just going to trade off. I mean, these are both great, but I'm going to just trade off with this. I'm happy to trade. I think that I would much rather get rid of the Umbral Caller Zealot, because it's a great card. And I stabilize a little bit here. And now I think we are relatively okay. I would love to just play this on curve, so to speak. And that meaning, like, I have just played my 4th land and I play a 4-mana card. But then I technically do nothing. And then next, yeah, no. I think what we do is we do this. And I could play a Cryo Shatter. And I could play that on Lightless Evangel. And I think I'm going to do that. I don't know if that's... I don't know if I'm going to regret that. They're going to play something bigger, but they only have 2 lands. 3 now. And I don't know. I think that'll be okay. So at this point, I'm hoping I draw another small creature so that eventually I can utilize Nanoform Sentinel's ability to station this quicker, which is essentially like tapping your creatures, tapping them sideways to fulfill the little condition here on the left there that says like +1+, 8+. That's the power of a creature. And so you convert it into station. Wow. Well, that was a... Yep. Great play. Damn. So this turn's going to feel really weak, but I think we still have 17 life. So that's okay. We're going to play that for now. They're going to come at us with at least 3, if not more. They're going to... Still only have 3 lands, eh? We're getting lucky in that regard. Oh, yeah, baby. Actually, I mean, like, it doesn't really do much now. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to warp this in. We're going to stun this. So this is going to warp out, but while it's here, I can use it. Station this up by 5. I can pass the turn. It goes back to my hand. If I draw a land at the start of my next turn, I'll be able to play it. Use it again to station this up to full, and we'll have a 3/10 flyer with Death Touch. And it's... Oh, come on. Yep, that's an amazing card. It's one of the best rares in the set, probably. Yeah, this isn't great. But like, what do you do? Someone plays one of the best cards in the set. See, this is why you don't put too many spacecrafts into your deck. And by that I mean I put 2 in my deck, and this happens to me. Because now I have spacecrafts and no creatures to do anything with them. So I think I lose. We can do this. We can do this. Oh yeah, right. We have to discard. We are going to discard this because we're not going to use it this game. We're going to do that. And that's it. And we're probably going to lose right here. Maybe not. We're real close to dead. But no, actually, I think we're dead. But you can see what I'll show you what I wanted my strategy to be, and what we I think could have hit if we had just drawn land appropriately, and they hadn't had this goddamn card. Vanishing Light. Oh, great. No, never mind. They just completely destroy us. Wow. GG. Good game. That was a really good deck. And that's what can happen. That's Magic. And see, this is why I prefer physical Magic to Magic Arena, is that on Magic Arena, it's best of one. Which I understand why it is. Well, yeah, I understand why it is. Some of those reasons are reasonable, and some of them are and focused on profit. But in person, it's best of 3. And best of 3 means that decks that have these more like niche ways of being played, they're usually a little bit more prone to bad draws or bad luck sometimes. And if you in that best of 3 format, you potentially have 3 games with to have the ideal scenario in your deck happen, or to just like play decks that are a little bit more niche and have them work out. And I don't know, I just feel like they should at least introduce a best of 3 format on Magic Arena, because then you could play with that intent and there'd be a lot more fun decks being played. But you know what? It's okay. We deal with losses like this, where he just, he outdrew us. That is a great card that he played. Let's try again. I just want our deck to like perform optimally and just grind out our opponent. Which maybe that's not like the best way for me to like build my first deck. Doing one of these recordings for the channel is like, you're gonna watch me like just grind out games potentially, like when my deck is functioning optimally, and you'll be like, God, like that's such a boring way to play. But I just go where the cards take me. That's not how, I'm not saying that's how I like to play. That's where the draft took me. The cards in the draft took me in this direction, and I had to, you gotta listen to the draft. Well, I think this is borderline not good to keep. But if we just draw 1 land, it's good. And if that land is a swamp, we are going to probably hit this, and I really want to play that card. So I think we're going to keep it. And I might regret that, but I'm willing to take that risk because that's what we do around here. Well, it's not a land, but that's a 2-drop, which is really good because now we have something to do. And we get a creature on the board. And if we draw a land on the next turn, it'll be amazing. Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. So I could play Mechanozoa, stun Y to get in for 2 damage. Nanoform sent. That was like me. You heard like the little devil on each shoulder negotiating right there. Nanoform Sentinel is probably what I'm going to do. I could Crowd Shatter that. I think I want to save Crowd Shatter for like a bigger... He has a handful of cards. So I think we're doing this. We're not attacking because he has a solid blocker. Because now if he attacks, I will block with the Nanoform Sentinel. Now I will not block with the Nanoform Sentinel. That's the worst. Of course that's what he has. That's fine. You can attack me for 3. Oh, I wish that had been a swamp. That would have been so good if that was a swamp. But you know what? This is pretty good. Actually, this is great. This is real great. We're going to do this. We are going to discard that, unfortunately. We are going to station like this. And then the Nanoform Sentinel's ability is whenever it gets tapped, which I'm about to do, it untaps something else. So I'm going to untap this. And now I can station it again. Now even if he has a way to remove one of my creatures in his turn, I can still station that the scan ship full. Which will mean I'll have a 4/4 flyer. Yes, I'm taking 5 damage. But life is a resource, baby. Alright, so I think I'm going to station this to full, have a 4/4 flyer and a 3/2 in play. This and this, but this will be tapped. And I'm going to play this, and if he wants to try to attack into me, it's kind of what I want him to do. So we're going to do this. We're going to... Do we attack with the scan ship? Yeah, we definitely do. Because now it really provokes an attack from him, which we want him to do now that we've played Sothera, the Super Void. What do you have? You gotta be. Of course. Then I think I do this. I don't want to take that much damage. Honestly, making him do that on that card, probably a win. Because he probably wanted to do that on the scan ship. But he knew now, in that moment, and now he's going to be punished for killing my things. I don't know, is it... I'm doing this because it's so loud for me. God, these sound effects. I don't know if it's like that for you guys than it has been this whole time. If it is, I'm sorry. I really wish I had drawn a land there. Well, you're going to see my favorite card in action, but you're going to see it in action when I have 9 life and I can barely use it. We're going to do the attack first, though. We're going to do this because I don't want some shenanigans to happen and me to, like, take a bunch of damage. Then we're going to do this. And now what this card does is I can deal 1 damage to this, and this card now has a new ability for the rest of this turn. That is, every time it takes damage, I draw that many cards. So I draw a card for it taking 1 damage, and if it takes any more damage, I draw that many cards too, but you take that much damage yourself as well. And so, if, yeah, I don't want to die, which is probably what would have happened, but this is great. I drew a land, which means I can also do this. I don't want to do that, though. Because if I draw a land next turn, I can play both of these. I'm being greedy here, but when you're at 8 health and you have to come back from this, I think you have to be greedy. Otherwise, if you play it safe, like, it should, if they, I don't know. What am I trying to say here? I'm trying to say don't play it safe when you're at 8 health. Okay, sure. So I'm doing this because Sothera, the Super Void's going to trigger. And now they have to destroy something, which means that there's something I can bring back. As soon as one of us has no creatures, I get to bring something back immediately, which is great. I immediately get value from that card, and that's the whole point of it. And I drew another land, which is exactly what I wanted. So this is going to be a huge turn. If there's ever been a chance for us to turn this game around and win, this is the turn right here. So how are we going to do this? Should I take one more damage? Yes, I should. Yes, I should. So we'll do that first. Let's see what we draw. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're going to play this. We're going to play this, but as a warp. We're going to stun their Galactic Wayfarer. So the next turn it can't do anything. Then we're going to station this like this. And again, with this card that will be going away. And now we have a 3/10 flyer, Death Touch. Can't do anything right now. And whenever, that comes back to my hand, which is great. Whenever it attacks, each opponent discards a card. Each opponent who can't discard a card loses 3 life. And whenever they do discard a card, they lose 3 life anyways. If they can't kill that, oh boy, that is an amazing card too. Oh my god. Okay, so we're just... Okay. That's the kind of game it is now, hey? I can't take any more damage to draw cards. Not with the slivers. The slivers of me having no way to deal with it. So I have to come back from that 18-7 deficit. And I can attack in the air right now for 7. So attacking in the air is perfect. But the slivers are going to be a problem. So I have to play this to get board presence with a 5/5. I have to stun the biggest threat currently on the board, which is this. I have to go and attack in the air, make them discard a card, and they lose life. And now they have to kill me next turn. Can they kill me? If they can't kill me, I kill them. Well, we do this. I'm going to take 3. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You know, actually, the best part of me now recording my runs is I have visual proof. I have visual evidence to show people of my not bad luck. Because you know what? Honestly, no, I don't have, I was going to say I have visual proof to show people that, like, come on, it was perfect, exact kill, and I had him next turn. But you know what? If people start analyzing all these games I'm playing up, they're gonna notice all the stuff that I'm doing that is not like optimal. Like there was better decisions I could have made that I would have won, and then I'm just gonna eat my words because I know I'm not playing optimally. I'm playing funnily. That is not a word. Okay, you know what? We're 0-2, but here's the thing: you might see a lot of 0-2 runs with me, but when you see the 7-0 runs, they are going to be fireworks, baby, and that's what you're here for. right, 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 right. Or you're here and you're like, no, that was an 0-3 run, and I'm not coming back. For the people who have just arrived here and don't know anything about me or AYCB or All You Can Board, for the people who have been with our channel for so long and now are like, you know, this is technically right now not a board game because I'm playing it digitally, but, you know, card games in the sense of our channel, our board games, tabletop games. So it qualifies. So it's not that I'm not like doing anything like completely off the book here, but it is different from the kind of content obviously that we normally do. I'm curious if people are enjoying just kind of like chilling and seeing me play another game, or even if they don't fully understand the rules, and just kind of like chilling and chatting. Because if they do, like my hope is this, I know this one's recorded, but I'm going to start just, I think, popping in, doing some live streams and just chilling with people. And if you want to be in the chat, you can be in the chat and we'll have some fun. Very low key. I just want people to have some fun. Because with everything going on in the world, I think all you can do is try and smile as best you can sometimes. This is, again, I wish, man, I've drawn this like I only played one of these, right? Like I've drawn this every game. I'm going to keep this hand. I really wish I had drawn one of my 2-drops. If I draw into a 2-drop, I think this is an excellent hand. Otherwise it just doesn't, I mean, that's good, but otherwise it just doesn't have anything it's doing until turn 3, and it just worries me that Bojangles the Virtuous, well, that's what I wish I had, man. Okay, there we go. I feel great about this hand right now. I feel great. Yeah, I feel excellent, because now what we're going to do is we're going to play Alpha Real, and we're going to discard the Ilvoy Light Jammer, which is one of the requirements, but we're going to draw 2 cards. In not that order, but... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I hate Divert Disaster so much. I hate it. So I didn't play it. I hate it so much that I just want to salty my deck with its garbageness. Okay. Well, that's really disappointing. Could have used that. Do I want to play... This is a must trigger, which means I might just get another mech and shield mate back. And that doesn't feel good enough to me. So I think what I want to do is get rid of that Sunstar Lightsmith. Because that can spiral out of control, it can draw them cards, and now if I use Tractor Beam, I will have a useless creature, so to speak, but its ability of whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter this and draw a card, will now be mine. It'll be on my side of the battlefield. Which means if I do that with other cards, I can still trigger that. So Tractor Beam on this feels excellent. Because now I take this card, it's stunned, it can't do anything, can't block, can't attack, but I get that ability. And he's down to 2 cards in his hand, he's running out of steam. I can trigger that ability this turn. Okay, that was a turning point, because now I can do this. Spell number 1. This is going to be spell number 2. It is also an artifact. When you play an artifact, this is allowed to attack. Okay. So now we are going to do this. Yes, it has flash. I don't care. I'm doing it because now it triggered that ability. Put this on this, and we attack. Now we're putting the pressure on. Okay, now next turn we play Sothera, and I just feel like we win the game if they don't have a proper answer. Sure, let's block. Yeah, I mean, I think we have this one. I think we are not going to go 0-3, but I don't want to eat my words here. So we are going to play Sothera. And we are going to not attack. He's reading, he or she is reading, Bojangles is reading Sothera. To figure out the predicament they're in, which means now if you kill any of my guys, your guys die too. And he knows, so what he's doing here, because this is a really bad attack, he either did draw something, he's got something, like a trick, or he just needed to surveil because he knows he's in such a bad spot that he's willing to sacrifice the creature. And that is what it is. He just wanted to surveil. He knows he is probably going to lose. So now we do this. Requiem Monolith, my favorite card in the set. And we ping our guy here. And I'm also going to just go all in. Grav kill this. Triggers this. Draw another card. Triggers that. Now that is unblockable. This is our deck performing the best it can. Because now I'm going to draw another card from this Ilvoy Infiltrator dealing damage. So our hand is refreshed pretty much. And they're out of steam. We you know what? Maybe we'll find a way to just like string a bunch of wins together and we'll go a full 7 wins. For those that don't know, on draft on Arena, 7 wins is the max. You're trying to get to 7 wins if you can. You get the biggest reward back if you get to 7 wins. Okay, well, we're just going to attack. Oh wait, no. Oh, that was a well, yeah, that was a misplay. I should have. I forgot that the mech and shield mate needs me to play. Well, no, maybe I don't want to flood the board in case I've got a board wipe or something. Let's just do this and draw a card. And then we'll do this. And then we'll do this. And I'm not going to play that one because we don't need to. We're going to do this. I'm going to draw a card by dealing this 1 damage. Oh, interesting. Well played there, sir. Well played. So what they did is they played a card that returns the creature to the owner's hand, and they're the owner. See, this is why I didn't want to flood the board. I knew, of course, he has a board clear, a complete destroy all creatures card. I could have kept playing a bunch of cards, but that always happens to me. I'm telling you, I have the worst luck with this. I know there's so many in this set, but still. Okay, so we're going to play this. Yikes. Draw 2 cards, discard a card. We're going to discard a land. We're going to play this. We're going to do this and deal 1 damage to it so that we can draw a card. We're going to just keep outvaluing them and drawing more cards. Do this. And then do this. So that it has higher power. So that we can station it with higher power. Like that. And now next turn we can station this to full, have a 4/4 flyer. Of course you've got a Mouth of the Storm. Unreal. Okay. Okay, well, let's draw a card first. So we have 10 mana. There's so many things we can do here. I'm trying to figure out the best order to do them. So I think what I want to do is I want to do this right now. Hard cast this. Stun this. Pay the ward. Station this. Get a flyer. Attack with both. Put them to 9. And then make them discard their little card there. and hope that that's enough to kill them. Yeah, they said good game. Unless they drew something amazing. That's it. Whew. Okay, so we didn't go 0-3. That would have been 0-3 would have been such a disappointing way to start like my first ever Magic the Gathering Arena stream, to just then be like, hey everybody, like I just want to have fun. I just want to have fun because I'm someone who's going to go 0-3 every time. I promise that will not be entirely true. 1-2. So really quickly, because people again who know Arena are gonna be like, why do I listen to this guy explain this? For those who don't know, the way it works on digital Arena here is every win gets you more rewards. 7 wins the max. The entry fee is 1,500 gems, which is like, I don't know, Canadian, it's like $13 before tax. And the rewards you get back as soon as you cross the threshold of getting everything you paid back is, I think, 4 wins. So you get, or no, not even 4, 5 wins. You get 1,600 gems back, and you paid 1,500. So 4 wins, you get like 100. They're so crafty, hey? Capitalism at its finest. 1,400 gems. They give you 100 gems less than your entry fee. No, you did good, but you didn't do quite good enough for us to give you your full value back. We're gonna take some of these crumbs back still. And then here we'll give you 100 more, but eventually you can get up to 2,200 gems. You can get, like, if 7 wins is like the most, and you're also getting these booster packs, which all I play is draft, so it doesn't really matter what kind of cards I collect in my collection. But it's nice to have, and that's just me. For other people, it's a huge deal. But the threshold I always try to hit is 3 wins, because then you jump from like 100 gems back, 250 gems again at 1,500 is what you paid, but at 3 wins you get 1,000 back. And often when I have like a balance sitting, like right now I have 1,000 there, as long as I get 500 gems I can do another draft without paying any more money. And to do that right now I have to hit 3 wins. So we're trying to hit that 3 wins. Let's see if I can turn this around. We just need our deck to perform like it just did. Like that I thought was good. I don't know, I have high hopes, but I'm naive. I feel like we still haven't used Weft Walking. I've kind of held on. Well, no, the last game we did like control the game, but I guess it was just that they had the board wipe. That's really the problem with that whole game. Otherwise, it would have been done a lot sooner. I'm going to keep this just because I love Alpha Real being in hand with 2 artifacts that it can choose to discard from, and 4 mana. But, again, no 2-drops. I would love to have a 2-drop in my opening hand, so I have something to do on turn 2. That is not a 2-drop, which is unfortunate. So I am going to play Alpha Rail here, and as of right now, I will discard the Nanoform Sentinel. Unless I draw an artifact I'd rather discard. Virus Beetle will be serving its purpose in some ways of just like being fodder for better value, but I will not get the discard. And they have a juicy hand. What do I value more? I think I value the Virus Beetle more, because it's also fodder to like get the trigger on this, which is when something dies, they lose life, I gain a life. This is just a 1/1. It's great fodder for that. Kill a 1/1, they lose a life, I gain a life. I'm rationalizing my potentially bad decision because that's why I made that decision. In my head, this 1/1 can just be something that they have 5 cards in their hand. It goes down to 4. That's good for me. I'm trying to get card advantage over them. It's a 1/1 that just dies and triggers this. I can block something if I need. So I'm going to play this and discard a land. And then I might Crow Shatter one of those. Let's see. Discard the island. So I'm just trying to get more cards in hand and just try to like have more value and more things to do than they do. I'm hoping they have some lands in their hand or they have land problems. Oh, I already played land. I can't play Cryo Shatter. Would I block one of those? That's the question. Would I block one of those? At this point, maybe. I might block one of them. If they attack with both. Yeah, I'll block one. I'm just trying to outlast them at this point. I'm a control. Oh, they're not attacking. Okay, great. Great. 5 mana, hey? Okay, so if we can play this before we play the Virus Beetle, the Virus Beetle will not only make them discard a card, but this trigger here is whenever an opponent discards a card, they lose 3 life. They'll also lose 3 life, which is kind of the combo we wanted to be able to do more of. We only got 1 Virus Beetle. We might as well be able to trigger once on this deck built as intended, right? So we'll do this. We'll station it and get it ready for that. And then we'll Cryo Shatter one of these Blue Moon Stingers, so that one of them is useless. The next turn, we'll do Virus Beetle, Caesarian Voidborn. No, I don't have a swamp. We'll do Virus Beetle and Mech and Shieldmate, and we'll grind them out. So they're going to have to discard another one of those 3 cards. Hopefully they have juicy stuff in their hand. Well, I mean, no. Hopefully they have in their hand. But that's really good. That's really good. Yeah. Wow. So they just captured their own warped card, so that this is a weird combo, but it works. So that when this creature leaves from warp, that creature returns to play unwarped, and they get a 5/5. Excuse me. We did draw a Gravkill, which just destroys it. But we're at 20 life. They only have 2 cards in their hand, and we want Virus Beetle to hit something. It can block after. So let's just do this. Make them discard. Then they lose 3 life. Then we play Mech and Shieldmate. And then we do this. And then we do this. And then we do this. And I mean, at this point, yeah, you'll steal it. You will, but I'll just Gravkill it. And I'm willing to station it again. We had to bait that out. We couldn't just be like waiting. And yeah, now he's played everything in his hand. Okay. And we have Wef walking as well. So we have enough value to like live forever in Magic the Gathering draft terms. Because we could play it right now, we'd have a fresh deck. But we're not yet. Not yet. What we're going to do is do this. Do this. Okay, we're going to do this. And the reason I'm doing it like that is because I'm leaving it 2-3 up because I'm hoping they attack with the Blooming Stinger. Because I would rather get that off the board and I'll trade with the Alpha Rail. But it also prevents them from attacking with the Seed Chip Brood Tender. And I can also chump block the Mechanizoa. This costs 3. There's no point for me warping. Oh no, yeah, of course, I should warp this. What am I doing? If I warp this, I can also do this. Oh, well, hang on. Then I just... There. Of course. What was I thinking? That changed everything. Now it's just in play, and I can block with a 3/10 with Death Touch. If he can't deal with that, I think I just win. Oh, he can deal with it, otherwise he would not make that attack. What does he have? I'm not gonna block. I'm too scared, and I know I probably should have blocked, but I think he's got something, and even if he doesn't, I still have enough life that I'm willing to not do anything. So if you cast it, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library and draw some cards. So I could play this now. Do I want to get this out first? With 10 life left, not really. I do want to get this out though, but that's on my hand. Okay, fuck it, let's do it. I mean, I'm getting 7 cards. Like at this point. Oh, I wish I would have been able to play something too. Cool. And then we attack. Whoops. No, not that. Not station. Then we attack. Like this. And it makes them discard that card. And they lose 3 life. And they take my attack. Oh, I could have blocked. Bombard wouldn't have killed it. Okay, that's okay though. I still think we're in a really good position. We're gonna block the Mechanozoa with the Virus Beetle, so we won't take the 5, and then we block anything else they attack with the Mech and Shieldmate. And otherwise, I just keep attacking with this, and they just keep losing life. I think they lose. Like, look at our hand. I don't see how we lose this. We just block here. Oh, did he draw some way to? Oh my God. How many cards do I have left in my deck? 7. So what they did there is they made me discard cards in my deck equal to their life total. In Magic, if you run out of cards in your deck, you lose the game. So my first card played is free because of Wef Walking. So I'm going to use that to do this. Because I don't want them to have a way to get creatures back from the graveyard. Then I'm going to do this to get rid of their Blooming Stinger. Then I'm going to play a Swamp. Then I'm going to play this. And then I'm going to attack with this. And this will be an attack of 3. And then they'll lose 3 because they can't discard a card. I don't need to play the Nanoform Sentinel. They just die next turn if they can't deal with my stuff. What did they draw? You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. If I had played that Nanoform Sentinel... or no, they still would have been able to block, but... Oh, of course they drew that. Really? Really? You're going to attack? If I block, you're going to lose life and I gain a life. Yeah, okay. Maybe they just realized. Nope. Nope. Okay. Well, yeah, I'll block. You lose a life, I gain a life. Why did you do that attack? You know what? Everyone has their own strategy. I'm not going to judge. I have to beat them in 5 turns. How do I have this much mana? Do I just try to get this stationed and get it in the air? I think I do. We do this. Oh, and he just concedes. Ooh, okay, 2 wins, 2 wins. We're making a comeback. We're making a comeback here. We, we've come out from the trenches of 0-2 to go 2-2. And with one more win, we'll get to the 1,000 gem threshold, which means we guarantee ourselves another free draft. But also, maybe we're just going to win 5 in a row. We'll go 7-2, and it'll be the greatest underdog story ever captured on YouTube. That sounds awful. Okay, so Crowd Shatter, Depressurize to stabilize the early game. Mechanizo in the late game if I can get there, but also I can warp it in for 3. I have 3 mana. Weft Walking, build towards that. Sure, there's no creatures that I can play until turn 6, so I better draw some creatures, otherwise this hand sucks. But there's enough ways to kill things that I'm willing to take a chance. That is beautiful. That is the risk paying off. That's what that is. Illvoy Operative gets stronger if I play 2 spells a turn. That's great. I would definitely trade with that. But I also could just kill it with Depressurize. And I think I am willing to kill that with Depressurize, but I'm going to wait until their turn to do that. And I can wait until their turn to do that, for those who don't know, because you'll see here it says instant. Instant means you can play it anytime. Mostly. For the purposes of what I'm going to say here, like it's pretty much anytime. And that means I can play it on their turn. Whereas if something says sorcery, which I don't have any in my hand, or most other things, can only be played on my turn. So what I'm going to do is, because now my opponent's going to get maxed and taking too long, is I'm going to go like this, and I'm just going to attack. No, I'm not going to attack, because I'm just going to depressurize that Blooming Stinger. At least that's my plan. Unless you play something that makes more sense to depressurize. That does not make more sense to depressurize. Make your decision. I'm going to let him make all the decisions and do everything in his turn before I kill that creature. And then right before my turn, I'm going to play this and kill the Blooming Stinger. And now they have an empty board. I can't do anything, sadly. That's the realities of this hand I decided to keep. But I have 5 mana total, 4 in play, 1 in my hand, and 2 strong 6 mana cards. So I guess I'm just building towards that. Luckily, our opponent's kind of just building out a hand right now, but that also means that they have a lot of ways to go the long game here. Well, we're going to obviously play this. Now, I think I'm just going to Cryo Shatter, which might be... no, I would just be doing that for a +1/+1 counter. I think I'm trying to get to Weft Walking. Yeah, but if I'm trying to get to Weft Walking, I'm trying to empty my hand. It's weird, but I'm going to try to fill my hand back to 7. So I'm trying to Cryo Shatter this to get to stabilize, to be as annoying as I can in this early game. He's going to block. But my guy will survive. Oh, he's not going to block. Okay. But like really, if I draw a land next turn, I'm going right up to 7, and I would have lost that card anyways, because you have to discard your hand first. So I'm just really trying to empty my hand, and I'm banking on drawing a land. I need to draw a land. Draw a land, then I draw 7 cards next turn, and then we just start pumping stuff out. But they're going to be able to pump things out because of the ability to, so it's, I don't know. Okay, well, we didn't draw a land, but we can kill that outright. And so we are. We're just going to be annoying as we can. And make them expend all their resources to control us. Now they have to block, because they don't want poison counters, but that means they have to take 3. And now they're taking 5 every turn. Oh boy. Well, that is a very scary card. I can put them to 9. But I can do Weft Walking and have a hand of 7 cards. Here we go. This is it. This game just got real. Thrumming Hive Pool into Weft Walking. Into you're at 9, I'm at 20. Can you kill me quicker than I can kill you? This is it. This is the main event. Can I get to 1,000 gems? It's Thrumming Hive Pool versus Weft Walking. This is my announcer voice, apparently. It's just my regular voice, but raspier and deeper. What are they cooking? What are they cooking? Sothera would be crazy. No, it wouldn't. Actually, it's kind of hindered because they can just keep killing off their own 1/1s. I need some way to kill that Thrumming Hive Pool. I don't have one. So if I don't have a way to kill the Thrumming Hive Pool, which I don't think my deck does, or it doesn't have many ways, if any, then I just need to find a way to deal 9 damage to my opponent. That's everything I'm doing, is to deal 9 damage to them. Which I know sounds like a no-brainer. That's how you win the game. But I just mean that, like, I'm not doing any, like, side control, nothing. Waste all their resources, deal 9 damage to them. I can't stop the slivers. So, how do we do that? First card we're going to play. I think we play this anyways. It still controls the board. And we get it for free. So we play Sothera. Then we play depressurize on this, pump up our operative. Play an island. Oh, we are 1 mana. No, never mind. Can't do it anyways. I'm gonna flash this in, try to kill something of theirs. So everything else I think can wait. Let's go to combat. Let's attack with everything. Let's flash this in to save our guy, unless they have something. Oh, damn. Oh, I mean, yeah, it's still... Again, this is the problem. Sothera is targeting tokens, which means nothing happens. But, look, it cleared the board. We're back to 18-9 with clear board, and they're going to get 2 slivers. It's like nothing happened. Yep. Okay. And now we're just going to play this. Sothera did nothing. I don't even know what the hell just... Oh, yeah, of course, because a player controls no creatures, and they controlled no creatures. It didn't get anything other than a token, which means it didn't bring anything into play. Really, the only function was that it was basically 4 mana, control the board for me, which at this point of the game is fine, but it is not good enough. I gotta take this, because if I find a way to kill that silent assist, I can get damage through, and at this point, that's all it's about. That's great. That is great. So we're going to do this first, because it's 0. Love it. Discard a swamp. Play this to draw more cards. Discard this. 4 mana left. I wish this destroyed artifacts. It's okay. Which of these am I going to play? Maybe both. Definitely both. No, because I want to incentivize my stuff dying. I want to incentivize my stuff dying so that they are less incentivized to attack me, because that's what I'm most worried about. They're going to have 4 slivers next turn. So I think I'm just going to hard cast this so that it stays in play. I might regret this. I might wish that I warped that and played the Dauntless Scrapbot. But now I can do this. I could station it right now. But I don't think I'm going to. Because I'm okay with Alpha Rail dying. And then this is Surian Voidborn triggering. Because if it triggers once, then I only need 2 attacks from the 4/4 flyer to kill my opponent. What the lump. What the lump. What the lump the mighty. But I'm also just worried I'm just going to die at some point, because they have 4 slivers now. If they have some way to boost them from being 1/1s, I mean, I'm effed, so to speak. Oof, this is going to be tight. Okay. They play the Germinated Worm for free because of my weft walking condition, which also benefits my opponent. That's why this game has become so wild. We're just card casting bombs here for nothing. I guess it's not hard casting. It's a no cast. I'm out of coffee. This is a problem. I'm out of coffee. Okay. So we are going to block one of these. And we are going to take 6, because all these will have double strike. Unless he has some way to boost them all. And then maybe we take 12 or something. Nope. Okay. And so if... Oh, right, he gained life. Yeah. Wait, where did he gain? Oh, of course. Wow, him gaining that life really sucks. I didn't even clock that at first. Okay, well. Yep. This is bad. This is bad. We're gonna... Okay. We have to kill the Germinating Worm. They have 3 slivers. We just need the flyer. It's our only path to victory. We have to hold off the rest. Yeah. I think we're going to lose this, but we're going to try our best. You know what? We're going to try our best. We're going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do... this. We have a 3/1 that cannot attack this turn. We've cleared their graveyard. No shenanigans there. We're going to use this 3/1 that we can't use for anything else to station the scan ship. Now we can get through for 4 damage in the air. I really wish he was still at 9. We're not... This is a useless card to us. I'm just going to keep it in my hand for now. I don't have anything to do with it, but I can do this. Just equip this to make this a 5, which means we can kill them in 3 turns. So we're going to do an attack of 5 in the air. Put them back to 9. Nope, they have something. You know, it just wasn't meant to be. It just wasn't meant to be. I feel like we played this, maybe not as well as we possibly could, which is what I was going to say. But I feel like we played it respectably. That's what I feel like. I feel like we played a respectable game of Magic, and they just had better cards in their hand. One of which being a Thrumming Hive Pool. Now they've got 5 slivers. That's one thing my deck just doesn't have. I don't have ways to deal with artifacts. We got a very unlucky opponent in that sense. I can't put this on top of my deck. I need some. Well, hang on. Yeah, I can, because that's actually great. That helps me a lot. That gave me a chance. I feel like him doing that. If I don't, or no, I just die this turn. What am I talking about? I'm just dead. He does 10 damage right there. Yeah. Well played. Well played, sir. Or ma'am. Or lump. Well played, lump. But you know what? We got 2 wins with this deck. We got close to 3 wins. And you got to see a draft. You got to see what a draft is like and what I do. And hopefully you didn't find it too annoying to have me sort of half explain some things and not explain other things. But this is kind of a taste of what I want. If I'm going to keep doing this, especially if I'm going to stream them, is I wanted to kind of have a much more casual and light feel. I watch a lot of content creators in the Magic the Gathering space. I watch a lot of content creators, or used to, sorry, watch a lot of content creators in the Hearthstone space when I was really into Hearthstone. Obviously watch a lot of board game content creators. The ones that I gravitate towards, for me, are not the ones who are playing whatever game it is that I'm interested in watching played the most optimally, or the best, or like with the best strategy. But often it's the ones that are the coolest strategies, or the ones that are the most interesting or fun to watch, or to imagine myself playing, or to get ideas from how I want to play, for how I want to play. And I guess so what I'm hoping is that if I'm going to make content for this, even just like sporadically, or like do a stream here and there as a way to sort of like dip my toe back into content creation and get a feel for that as I kind of like, navigate things mentally that I have going on, but also just everything that is in my personal life right now that is pretty busy, that I won't get into right now, but maybe in the future. We will talk about it, or I'll just like talk about it while I'm doing something else. See these goddamn tangents that I go on, and then I forget what I was saying in the first place. But all that to say is that I just want, if I'm going to be making videos like this and doing Magic the Gathering runs like this sporadically, I want it to be that I'm doing like fun strategies, or just things that seem interesting, and we're just having like a whole bunch of fun and having a ride. And if we do well in the process, if we climb the ranks, like you'll see here, actually, let's just change this back really quickly. So you'll see this is, for those who don't know, this diamond tier. So the highest tier you can get is mythic. I think diamond's the second highest tier, so I think I'm like almost at mythic, but there's 4 tiers in each category. So there's diamond tier 4, then diamond tier 3, then diamond tier 2, 1, and then you go into mythic. I've never been in mythic, first of all. I've never even been close. This is currently the highest rank I've ever had, is diamond tier 4, because I don't play to try to be competitive or to try to like climb the ranks. But if in us having fun, we somehow climb the ranks, wouldn't that be a really fun story to also be telling? But otherwise, I just want to have some fun and have you guys join me if you so choose, especially if you missed sort of talking games or playing games or watching me talk about games or play games in any of our other videos, or you've just missed our content in general. This is all I can really much, pretty much. I combined really and pretty much into really much. This is all I can really much put out right now, pretty much put out right now. But I did want to be doing something, and I figured, since I'm playing Magic anyways, why not share some of those fun experiences with other people on the side. I also get to have some visual proof of my bad luck, because I'm telling you, I have really bad Magic Arena luck. But again, it's also a symptom of us not playing best of 3, which is the way Magic is supposed to be played at this level. Listen to me, I sound so pretentious. And by that, I meant limited draft. And in draft, you should really, with that kind of variance, have best of 3. You can really tell. You can tell like, I'm really serious with this best of 3. That's the whole reason I'm even doing this. I just want to become big enough in the Magic the Gathering Arena content sphere that I can have an impact, and it makes them do best of 3. That's the entire reason I'm doing this. Anyways, all that to say, all this rambling is just thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for being here, and especially if you comment, if you like the video, if you watched it. I appreciate being back. I appreciate you being here and sharing that time together. The sense of community here is the thing I've missed from All You Can Board the most, and I'm hoping that I can kind of like get back into by doing some of this content, even if Magic isn't something you want to get from our channel, or isn't something you really are going to engage with on our channel. Even if you stop by here and there, that would just mean a lot to me, and it means that there's someone who wants to spend some time just kind of chilling and talking games, playing games. And especially when I start doing it, or if I do commit to doing a live stream of this, then you can kind of chat with me live if you want to. So thanks for watching. Hope this was fun for you. And next time we will get 7 wins. I'm telling you, we're going to get there, but we're going to do it with a really, really cool deck. We'll see. Okay, see you later.